in this movie, I'm going to talk more about files and uploading data from the logger and such. Um, Here we have a test, or a file, I'm sorry, a file of several tests called example. This comes with the demo if you download the demo. And let's say now in our logger we've recorded some tests and more records like this. And let's say I'm going to go click on here, read from logger. And you can see the little progress bar here. It is reading from the logger, and it is checking to see of the records in the logger, do any of them match what's already here? If it matches what's already here, it says, well, we're not going to do duplicates, no sense in that. But anything that is different is going to get added to the top of this list. So it's going through, and you can see the progress bar going through what it can do. And what it should do is put some more records in here, and the last record should have a profile file that will come with it. So it's doing its thing here. Okay, it's got a new CAM profile file number 14, and 6 new records have been read. So here you can see there's no comments in any of these. You can put a comment here. One thing we can do is we can put a comment up here. And I'm just going to put some nonsense up here just to show you that the first stuff here is going to end up being the name. So I press the tab key, and here's 68 Mustang with, and that is going to be the name that's going to be associated with this record now. Now here we have a complete profile. And I'm going to say okay, something like that. And there you can see that. And let's just do a graph of that, see what that looks like. We're going to compare it to this baseline, little asterisk there. Okay, and you see there's quite a bit of difference here between what we had before. So it's if we do our report, the only way you can get a report of those things that I went through on that other movie is you got to ask for it here. And now when you do a graph, it'll automatically show you the report in Notepad. And you can see now we're seeing about 5-degree difference here, and up to 11-degree difference over here, and just showing you how that works. Now I'm going to show you something else. We are going to file. I'm going to save this. Save as in Windows means save this to a new name. Example. I'm going to say 13 because that's what it is now with 13 records. If I go up and file and open, I'm going to see an example. There were 13 records. If I wanted to open that, I would get what we have here. But let's say I want to start a new test, a new file. A new file. I'm going to start a new file. Everything's erased. I put the name untitled in there, and now in this new file, I'm going to get the data again. And you can see the progress bar. And because there's no records in this file, no records, it's going to treat them all like they're brand new. And obviously we should see 6 records here of this of the 6 records that happen to be in the data logger right now, with the last record having a complete profile file with it for graphing. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you that we are going to do a graph, and I'm going to pick out the one with the profile file for doing a graph, and it's going to include the baseline from that other file that's not even open. Okay, here's our records. You can see there's no comments in here. I'm just going to put in something like that. Okay, Kevin Sullivan with it. This one's got a file with it, so I can graph it. And here's our report again. I didn't turn that off. of the differences. But what I'm showing you is I am graphing Kevin solid lifter from this file here, still called untitled, we haven't given it a name yet, with the baseline test of that other, from that other file that's not open. That was called the examples 13 tests or something. So you can graph a baseline. The baseline can be in any file. So that's how you'd start a new test. Let's open a test so you can see how that works. So do you want to save it? Yes. And we got the name untitled in there. I'm going to call that Mustang. Okay. And Mustang is there now. We were going to open something. I'm going to open up this example 13 records that we had done before and see these come back. And if you click on them, there's our little comments for what each record is. And that's how some of the file structure works here. Now, what I'm going to do is show you, here is where you would reset the time in the logger if you thought the time was wrong, or if you powered it down and it got zeroed out. And it says the current logger time is this and this. Now, actually, that is correct right now. So do you want to change it? I'm going to say no, because we're not going to take the time. But if you said yes, or if it was zeroed out, you'd definitely say yes. It would load that time, or you could put some other time in it if you wanted to. It'll ask you what time and date you want to put in, and it defaults to the current time and date on this particular computer. And if we make a graph, we can change the graph scale here. I'm going to, let's say I'm going to go blow it up a little bit more. You can see now the graph, these numbers are the same, but the graph is a little bit bigger because instead of going from 0 or minus 0.05 to 500 thou, we're going from minus 0.05 to 400 thou. And we got a little bit more detail here on the graph. And if you click on any place on the graph, see that little asterisk there? That little, it's pointing out this is the data at that particular point vertically. Okay? Now if we go over here, see the little asterisk? At that point in time, that's 373.42 degrees, we have 51 thou lift on the exhaust, and we got 155 thou on the intake right there. So that's a real handy little thing up here to see what's going on at different points on the graph. What else can I show you here? Different line thicknesses. I went thin now, and now we graph it. We got much thinner lines. And again, the reports. I'm going to turn the reports off. No report. So I'm just showing you a little bit of the all the analysis tools built in the program, and this is all free. This comes with our cam checker logger.